Master Duel fans, Season 5 has upon us. Now, first things first, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who's been following me on my YouTube channel as of late. Get them likes, subs up, comments, all that stuff. You already know how this goes. So, Master Duel Season 5 is upon us. Now, I know what everyone is thinking. Where on earth is your Charmers, for that matter? Well, after 4 seasons straight of reaching Platinum, I decided to take the main deck Charmers on a break, just so that I want to switch up to a new deck to try out for that whole entire season. And depends on how well the deck can go. If it gets going, it gets going. So, instead of the main deck Charmers, it's going to be Weather Painters now. So, mission of the deck revolves around your columns and the adjacent ones in order to have their spells and traps gain their supernatural effects. And the gimmick effect of the weather monsters is, during the standby phase, no matter whose standby phase it is, the turn you use your weather spells and traps to banish the monsters, they can come back from banished to the field face up as a special summon monster. So, looking at the hand, 3 weather monsters. So, introducing all of them once we get into them. So, Weather Painter Snow. When this card is normal summon, place 1 weather spell trap from your deck face up in your spell trap zone. This is the card you want to see the most. Weather Painter Rain. If this card is special summoned, doesn't matter how, place 1 weather spell trap from your hand face up in your spell trap zone. And the Weather Painter Sun here, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 face up continuous spell trap you control to the grave, special summon this in defense, and if you do, place 1 weather spell trap from your hand face up in your spell trap zone. And all of those weather monsters, if not all of them, have hard once on those effects. Normal summon the Snow. Snow places nothing because Psy-Frame Gear Gamma keeps the Snow in check. Must be special off from a card effect obvious. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control no monsters, special summon the Gamma and the Driver from hand, deck, or grave. And if you do, negate that monster effect, and if you do, destroy it. During the end phase, banish the 2 specials. As for Psy-Frame Driver, Light Psychic level 6, 25 attack, no defense. Sets 1, banishes the Psy-Frames. Maybe that's why the player wanted to go second. Up against Tri-Brigades, normal summon Nerval. Nerval links off into Almirage. Nerval adds Karis. Karis ditches another Nerval. Karis banishes 2 for Farigit. Farigit and Karis for Rugal. Farigit draws 1, places 1 to the bottom. Activates Feather Duster, and I chose not to use Judgment because wasting half of my life is completely pointless. So, letting the Judgment go, and Rugal gets in for 23. Now, the weather spells and traps. Their gimmick effect is you can only control 1 at a time, and as explained earlier, the columns and the adjacent gain supernatural effects. In this one, for Rainbowed Canvas, I gotta have, or my opponent gotta have a monster in order for the Rainbowed Canvas to work. The case is, not counting banishing the weather monsters, this one lets you special summon a weather monster with a different name than the one that you banished from the deck, and you can't do no special from the deck one time you do this. And it is literally on anyone's turn, which is the good part. Oh, and all spells and traps have quick effects as well, which is even better. So basically, Rainbow Canvas is your E-Telly of the weather. Normal summon Sun. Rugal activates Almirage Chain Tribute to prevent Rugal dying from effects. Rugal brings back Karis in defense, sets the Rainbow, and for the record, the reason why I specifically set Rainbow in the far most left, it is because I want my opponents to think, like in a bluff way, is that I wanted to confuse my opponent thinking I've set either a Judgment or another win condition card, Skill Drain, or a bluff in any shape or form, just so that I want my opponents to waste their resources while I control the board as much as I can. And Rugal hits over Karis. 100 attack higher than its defense. Normal summons Lyrilusc, Turquoise Warbler. Okay, so Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc as it turns out. Rugal and Turquoise Warbler for access code out the gate. And Rugal drops the attack of Sun by 500. Access. Kills off Rainbow Canvas. Access code over Sun. Rageki's the access code. Normal summons Rain. Rain gets in for 12. Set a back row, set a monster, could be literally anything. Now, as we drew into Weather Painted Cloud, in this one for Cloud, if another face-up weather card you control gets sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter which one, as long as Cloud is face-up on board, you can target up to 2 weather spells and traps in your graveyard, place them back face-up in your spell trap zone. Hard once on it. Normal summons Cloud. Rain gets in on the set, but Ash Blossom with that 1800 defense. Now, everybody knows what's up with Ash, normally from the hand to use the effect. But since it's on field, we got you guys on the educational or knowledge purposes. When a card or effect is activated that does any of the following, discard it, negate it. List of things to negate with just the 1 Ash. Add something from deck to hand, special summon straight from the deck, otherwise send the card from deck to graveyard. Set 1. Could be anything. Now, hear me out on this one. I know there's gonna be a lot of comments on the channel thinking, why on earth are you summoning Ghost Spell? To be fair, this was accidental, and this was meant for holding on the Ghost Spell from the hand, just in case I'm convincing Tri-Brigade Revolt just to expect Shurag from the set where Cloud is. But has this changed anything in this situation? Truth be told, no it isn't, because Rain and Bell to link these off for Phoenix ditching the Ash, hit the latest set, and Cloud bringing back the Rainbow Canvas the way it is now, and Chain 3 called by hitting the snow for no reason. So, in this board state, if that set card happens to be Revolt, I pretty much lost the game at that point. Phoenix over Ash, and Cloud gets in for 15. Sets a monster, and face Rainbow for Aurora. Now, as for the Weather Painter Aurora, when this card is normal summon, she didn't. Place 1 weather spell trap from hand, deck, or graveyard. So basically Weather Painter Snow on steroids. And also, your opponent cannot target The weather spells and traps you control within card effects, and they can't be killed within effects. So basically, she is the weather version of Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. In Perm's Aurora for I'm guessing that was a little bit tad bit too late. Now, in this specific scenario, Cloud comes back. This is where, on this turn, I believe this is the part where this is going to be game on board. Activate Snowy Canvas. Now, Snowy Canvas, in this one here, banish a weather monster, obviously. It is the Stratos of all weather cards. Cloud banish off a Rainbow Canvas. Special Snow in the farmost left. Snowy Canvas. Search Thunder. Thunder replaces Snow with Rainy Canvas. Rainy Canvas here. This is your compulsory of spells and traps. And in this one for Thunder, send one face a continuous spell trap you control to the graveyard. Doesn't gotta be weather cards. Place one weather spell trap from your deck face up in your spell trap zone. So basically, this is your Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster of the weather archetype. And I believe that is everybody introduced in terms of the main deck. Sun, Rain, and then there's Snow, Cloud, Aurora, and Thunder. That is literally everybody from the main deck introduced. Phoenix and Thunder into Geonator Transverser to affect monsters in general to make it. Now in this one for Geonator Transverser, this linked card and monsters that it points to cannot be killed by opponent's card effects. If this card points to two monsters, which we got the setup going, it is literally creature swap. And apparently the monster I stole was some more Bird of Beginning. So when this card is normal summon, it was set. You can activate this during the main phase. Normal summon one Samoric monster in addition to the normal summon set. Of course, so double summon of a Samoric. But most cases, I believe the Tri-Brigade player's version, it's basically all about that level 1 Wing Beast shenanigans of Lyrilusc. So hard ones on the double summon of Samorics, and on top of that, if this card is in your graveyard and your opponent controls no cards in their spell trap zones, which of course it's automatically dead, special summon this card in defense but banish it whenever it leaves. Also can special summon for the rest of the turn except Wing Beasts. Each effect of some more bird bringing hard ones. Geonator and some more link for Alsa Link. And of course, never changed. Alsa Link, Steel Rugal. Alsa Link and Rugal for access. And that, my friends, is exactly lethal. So guys, that's gonna do it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And I will keep you guys in check all season long with some of the weather adventures. Later.